Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to the channel here at Horsepower Warehouse. While I have your attention really quick, I'm going to put two logos up on the screen. If you could just do me a favor, drop me a comment down below. What do you guys think of these two logos? I'm curious what you think. I've already made my decision amongst these two logos. I have some even better ones coming, but I'm kind of curious where your guys' head at. So, with that being said, I've got some really cool stuff. You can see Senior hiding there behind the hardtop. Mosport Green getting ready to go to Mecum tomorrow, as is the very last split window ever made. Wait a second. Mr. Dean, where did you get that? I don't even have one of these. That was my pick amongst the two logos, but we'll see what you guys think down below. I wanted to show you not the very last split window ever made. I've already shown this one to you guys. It's getting ready to go to auction, hopefully to bring some really good numbers for us. This is an exceptional car. But while I'm talking about exceptional cars, check out this one, guys. This is absolutely, I'm going to say this is the nicest GTO that we've had through our building. 1965 GTO. This is a Royal Bobcat though. So in case you guys aren't familiar with what a Royal Pontiac Bobcat is, these guys were the Mac Daddies back in the day. If you got a GTO and you wanted it to compete with a Copo Camaro, a Yanko, you know, the high horsepower Mustangs of the era, this is kind of what you would want. So not only is this one of the nicest restored 65 GTOs, and in case you guys, I'm curious, what does GTO stand for? Did you guys know before I'm about to tell you? Obviously, I had no idea what Pontiac GTO stood for, but it's not gas, tires, and oil. Gran Turismo Omologato. Okay, so you guys can see the original window sticker here. This car was already outfitted with the goodies from the factory, and by the way, like I said, one of the nicest restorations I've ever seen on a GTO. I did not do this restoration, but it looks exactly like something that you would get out of my shop. I will testify that this car is as good as something that I will build. And it's not very often that I'll put my name on someone else's work, but this is representative of what you're gonna get out of my shop when you pay me the big dollars. Let me show you engine bay. So we're looking at a worked over. This is a Royal Pontiac 421 cubic inch, correct?
Stroked
yep.
421.
Stroked 421.
It's born as a 389 tri-power. Royal then replaces the block, ports the cylinder heads and puts the high flow manifolds on the car, and then they do some other goodies like they beef up the rear differential, box the control arms. So it is a rocket ship to drive. Don't let the blue paint fool you.
So this was born as a tri-power car, but they just further fortified it. They took the
crate 421.
Yeah, 421. Yes, yep. Exactly. So this is a bad boy engine. Don't let it being pretty fool you guys. This is a hot item in terms of a car.
You don't want to hear it, so you might as well hear it.
Yeah, might as well fire it for him. While I've got a helper here.
Got the battery disconnected.
I do have the battery disconnected because we were detailing the inside. Yep. Golly. That thing sounds good. It's got the Hurst 4-speed. It's got the Pontiac tachometer in the center.
Electric tach, vacuum gauge, and it's absolutely perfect.
Yep. Yeah, this thing is just
no, it's a monster. It likes to be warm. It's not...
Incredible. Man, I love this car. I love it. Just incredible.
That's my father's Oldsmobile.
No, it's not your father's Oldsmobile at all.
That car right there will run with any Chevelle 427, most Corvettes. I mean, it's maybe a little heavier, but it's got the horsepower and just a grunt to get that thing going. Now the bias ply is the only thing that's going to hold it back. But,
but that's a muscle car for you right there.
It's called a safety track rear. This one's got the 390 rear in it, so.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead, put it up on the rack for you guys. This thing is just as beautiful on the bottom as it is up top, so I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So you guys are gonna begin to see why I said that this restoration is the quality of what I put out of my own shop. This is in tune with what I produce out of my Corvettes and my complete frame-off restorations. There is absolutely no excuses to be had underneath this car. Completely powder-coated chassis, much in the same as yours truly. All the bottom of the floors have been treated. Everything has been painted in the correct colors with the correct coatings. Nothing has been ignored or avoided or not taken care of. There is truly no excuses to be had underneath this car. Every single clamp is brand new. Every single bolt has been treated and is in the correct stamping. You can see the TR logo here. I mean, it just goes on and on and on with the level of detail that is necessary to complete a build of this stature. Now you guys know a lot of my cars have reached the NCRS Top Flight or Bloomington Gold standard with me not even trying to go that route. I do powder coated, I do above and beyond stainless and so on and so forth in a lot of my builds. I try to build a better car than Chevrolet could have built, whether it have been, you know, technology at the time or the financial thing. It's too expensive to use some of the stuff that I do. So I try to go above and beyond with my builds. This guy did the same thing with his. I mean, just in decals all over the place. And the correct locations will drive you nuts. But it's done correctly. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like the purple here on the other side of the parking brake cable. Just the fine details. XK. The sway bar tag. I mean, the SG on the spring. The YH on the correct spiral shock. Do you guys want to see an expensive part? Look at these vented drums on this thing. Do you know how much these are cost? Those are expensive, guys. Like, you look at a set of brakes like this, okay, carbon ceramic, you know that's expensive. Old guys, they'll look at a set of these and go, whoo boy. That's flexing to the baby boomer crowd, I guess. That is the old school flex right there, is those vented drums. Those are bad boys. I love this car. This is one of those cars where man, you guys are lucky that we're in the business of selling these things, because I would keep this thing in a heartbeat. I build Corvettes constantly. I'm almost gotten accustomed to them just coming and going, so I don't get emotionally attached in such a way that I'm like, man, I feel like I need this at home for a little while. I know better. If I put this in my garage, it would die there. I have a problem with hoarding, though, with buying things and not using them, with preserving them and not enjoying them. So that's probably why it's best that I don't have something like this. What do you guys think? Have you ever heard of a Royal Pontiac Bobcat? I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We haven't had a Bobcat come through here before, so I was unfamiliar with it. I just thought this was one of the nicest GTO restorations that I had ever seen, till I learned that it's a little bit more special than that. So comment down below. What do you guys think? Is this thing, am I weird for going berserk over a GTO when traditionally more of a Corvette style shop? I don't know. I love it. I love it. But meet them tomorrow. We'll see what happens. The very last split window ever produced. Man, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was going to go on a full complete drive with you. I mean, I was going to take it out on the road, have my wife come and film, but we've been absolutely slammed leading up to this Mecum auction and preparing the other cars. I've got a whole slew of builds going in my shop. In case you guys aren't familiar with the channel, welcome. I do complete frame off restorations on a lot of my cars. I am working to make Horsepower Warehouse better in every single fashion, in every way. I want my shop to be better, more organized. We already do top of the line work. I want to do better than what I am doing now. I'm getting more organized. I am retooling. I am upgrading all of my tooling. I mean, I'm buying new welders. I'm getting fixtures like notchers, and I mean, just so on and so forth. Check out my new Miller 211. If you guys want a welder for at home, you want to spend around $2,000, that thing is absolutely awesome. We just picked up this welder. I love that little guy. He does awesome. Previous to that, I had another Miller that we were using for the same duties. I have a dedicated TIG machine, but this is the old Challenger 172 here. That's another fantastic welder. It just does not do as good as the new modern technology and the new Millermatic 211. So if you want a $2,000 or so welder, I mean, that thing runs with the big guys. That'll run with an $8,000 welder all day long for standard MIG duty all the way up to 1/8 inch. So in case you guys aren't familiar with the channel, 66, we're deciding whether or not we're going to do a complete frame off restoration on that one. That's owned by the company. 65 obviously is getting the frame off restoration. You can see the chassis there. That's all been powder coated and that's getting ready to come together. 66 Mosport Green, not a frame off restoration. We are doing basically a cosmetic restoration on this one. It doesn't need a complete frame off. It's good enough that I don't really want to tear it that far down if we don't have to, and it'll make it a cheaper buy for someone, because it's impossible to get a completely frame off restored car with a fresh paint job on it, all new interior, so on and so forth. I mean, if you see a car that's $80,000 and it says it has all that, then you should probably be wary, because that's more along the lines of what it's going to cost you to restore the car, not the final purchase price of it. I will have every bit of $90,000 into this restoration on this car, and this one is owned by myself, so it is what it is. It's just time and materials. 66 black red interior. This one is waiting to go through. You can see it's dirty. I apologize, guys. That's kind of embarrassing, so let's pan away from that. But yeah, I was so excited to show you guys this one. It's gonna sell extremely quick, so I doubt I will be able to make a second video with this car out in the sunlight, just because the chances are one of you guys are probably going to see this and nail that car quickly. If you feel like you want to buy this car and you're looking at this video 6 months from the creation date, it's gone. I am sorry, there is no way. I'd be surprised if this car lasts 2 weeks. So we'll see. Time will tell. Like I said, I do Corvettes, and my Corvettes sell extremely quickly. I don't do Bobcat GTOs. Well, I do right now, but thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, please consider doing so. Please stay tuned, because I got some really cool stuff coming up as well that I'm not going to spoil for you right now. But until next time, take care.